2024 is going to be a busy, action-packed year for the European Space Agency. Besides the much-anticipated inaugural flight of Ariane 6, there are 8 other satellite missions planned for this year. To know more about them, I am at the headquarters of the European Space Agency in Paris, and joining me now is the Director General of the European Space Agency, Youssef Ashbaker. Thank you for your time. Before we talk about Ariane 6, can you tell us about some of the missions that are lined up for this year?
No, we have quite a large number of missions coming up for launch. Actually, 8 satellite launches is, I think, the highest number of launches we had, certainly in my memory. Some examples are there are 5 missions in the Earth observation domain that are being launched. Earth Care is a large one. Then we have the AWS, the Arctic Weather Satellite, which we developed, which is the first satellite of a possible future constellation, which EUMETSAT might want to contract to us to build up. We have FISAT. FISAT is a smaller but a very exciting mission because it has a very powerful artificial intelligence processor on board for Earth observation to process data in orbit and therefore make decisions in space in order to then see what images are being taken and what should be sensed and which message should be relayed down to the ground. Plus we have, of course, the Sentinel missions, Sentinel-1C and Sentinel-2C, which are part of the Copernicus constellation. We have Hera. Hera is a very important mission on planetary defense to see how we can possibly avoid that an asteroid would hit our planet Earth if this ever happens in the future. This is a mission that goes hand in hand with the NASA DART mission, which was already launched, was hitting kinetically the asteroid. And what we do as ESA, we really investigate what this kinetic impact was having as an impact, as an effect on the asteroid itself, and therefore to better understand whether eventually we could divert one of these asteroids if they would be coming towards Earth. Then we have some missions also on telecom, smaller ones, Satellite as a Service or Triton, which are platforms or future satellites where we work very closely with industry, with commercial industries, but some of them are PPPs, so public-private partnerships. And last but not least, we have a very important mission with Spain, SpainSat, a communications mission where Spain is developing the mission with our technology development through a program basis agreement which we have with Spain in order to develop technologies for this particular mission, which also is important and significant from a security context or security point of view because this is something where secure communication is a key element.
What is the significance of Ariane 6's maiden flight as well as the return to flight of Vega C?
This is essential for Europe. It guarantees access to space again for Europe. As you know, today we do not have that. Last year we had a crisis, and I was very clear that we have to come out of this crisis stronger and with very clear decisions and with a very clear way forward. And we have now, through the return to flight of Vega C, but before that, through the inaugural flight of Ariane 6, we will have again our European launcher. This goes, of course, hand in hand with the decisions of Sevilla, where we have guaranteed the access to space through stabilized exploitation. That means we have a guarantee of these rockets for satellite launches until at least the end of this decade, which is, of course, important to have guaranteed access to space. In addition, in Sevilla, we have prepared the future afterwards. That means what will happen after Ariane 6. There will be a challenge that we are preparing right now to prepare the next future heavy launcher. Of course, that one will fly in the next decade in order to really make sure that Europe has a long, continuous series of heavy launchers and guaranteed access to space, which is essential for all the satellites and therefore the quality of life of people on Earth.
And earlier you mentioned about raising the space activities to the next level. Can you elaborate on it?
Yes, I mean, Europe is excellent in a number of domains. We have some of the best Earth observation systems worldwide. We have some of the best navigation systems worldwide. Galileo, for example, delivers the most precise signal today of all the existing navigation systems. On space science, we have some of the most exciting missions which are developed by ESA for Europe, JUICE, Euclid, just to name two, but many others as well. So there we are really good, and I would say at the top level. In some other domains, we need to catch up, or we are not at the same level. Launches is one of them, and there I think we are on a good way out, as just mentioned. Exploration is another one where we are excellent, but relatively small, especially compared to NASA or China or India or other countries. And there I really would like to reinforce the positioning of Europe also in exploration. So therefore, this is for me a domain where I see a very strong growth potential for Europe, and certainly lifting European space capabilities one level through various activities, either robotic or also on towards human capabilities, either with partners or developing some of our own capabilities. So yes, there's a lot to be done, a lot to be happening, and this is something that I would like to focus in the preparation of the next ministerial.